So in all, there are 68 oil fields within the LA basin.
Okay.
So in this general area underground, there are 68 different distinct oil fields, with 10 of those considered highly productive, with capacities of over 1 billion barrels that you could get out of them, making LA the most prolific petroleum basin in the world on an oil to sediment ratio.
Wow, really?
However you want to, take that.
I mean, we have, I don't know about other places, but we have it bubbling from the ground, so it makes it kind of easy.
Is there a Saudi Arabia tar pit? I don't think so. I guess it would still be the La Brea, although in Arabic.
Yeah.
The whatever tar pit. I guess it would all be in Arabic. Anyway, so one of these places is the place that creates the titular brea of the La Brea tar pits in English, in Spanish. And it's officially known. So where the La Brea tar pits is, that's the Salt Lake oil field. That's where it's coming from. It rests 600 feet underground and stretches roughly from Wilshire on the south, Highland on the east, Beverly on the north, and San Vicente on the west. So this is a very big area. It's not even the biggest, but this is a very big area that includes the La Brea tar pits, obviously, LACMA, the Peterson, the Academy Museum, Park La Brea, the Beverly Center, Pan Pacific Park, and of course, the Grove and Farmers Market, which is where this all began for this oil field.
Are you going to talk about the hidden oil derrick?
A little bit. Okay. There's a lot of them around town, but there's one in particular near there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We might be thinking of different ones that I don't even know about.
Yeah.
Hang on. We lift up a pillow.
Yeah.
Hidden oil derrick.
How'd you get here?
I just wanted to fit in. Squirt, squirt. So...
Oil derrick, you're looking so handsome.
Oil derrick, have you been watching me shower? Squirt, squirt. So in the late 1800s, early 1900s, this area around the Grove and the Grove, the Eternal Grove.
Yeah.
Around not Rick Astley. What's his name? The guy who wanted to be mayor, but he's horrible and he lost. Rick Caruso.
Caruso.
Not Rick Astley. So
I almost said Rick Fox. Somebody else altogether.
In the late 1800s, early 1900s, this area was owned by a dairy farmer named Arthur F. Gilmore, who clampeted hard one day when he was drilling for a water well on his land and outgushed water for cars instead around the turn of the century. So around the year 1900, he struck oil on this land.
Yeah.
And he's quickly like, milk.
Milk lemonade.
Around the corner, oil's made.
I gotta go to the doctor. I've been crapping oil for a month now.
This well I dug is a little polluted. You haven't been drinking out of your lemonade well, have you? So pivoted away from milk and into milk for cars and formed the A.F. Gilmore Company to start harvesting his newfound money milk. I kept making everything into milk.
Yeah, you do that.
That's what I do. I spin milk into gold. Rumple milk skin.
He's a white guy, yeah.
Rumple milk toast.
Yeah.
That's me. He also leased out parts of his land to other companies to drill, seemingly the first of which being the Salt Lake Oil Company, which is why this particular oil field is known as the Salt Lake Field.
Okay.
More and more companies started flocking to this patch of land, and more drilling started with its peak in 1908 when the Salt Lake Oil Field was producing 4.5 million barrels of oil a year.
That's crazy.
By 1916, there were 500 wells sticking out of an area I could have driven through in 3 minutes with the traffic of 1916. Like, it's not a huge area.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of land, but like without traffic, like you could not throw. I mean, I can throw really far, but you could walk pretty easily from one end to the other. And for there to be 500 oil wells sticking out of this area.
If you look at photos of that era,
it's crazy.
It's crazy how many oil derricks there are in such a small area.
Well, wait till we get to one of the other places I'm talking about where a lot of those pictures are from. It's like triplets inside of a fetus.
Yeah.
Or a womb.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know about it.
I'm not a woman. I don't know about bodies inside of bodies inside of bodies.
And babies come in where they come from. But this boom came fast and quick because by the mid-1920s, they had already sucked most of the oil the technology of the day allowed them to from the land. So wells started being taken down even by then, and houses and businesses were being put there instead.
Yeah.
That is until around 1960 when technology advanced to the point where they could drill deeper, but also sideways. So even though there were now a bunch of people living in the Fairfax area, they could put a new well in one spot and drink the milkshakes right from underneath people's houses.
Wow.
Which people were not that happy about.
No.
No, that's my milkshake. A technology nobody could foresee any consequences of, Land started being leased to the Buttram Oil Company, and all the oil people kept making money again, which is what really mattered.
Right.
Until March 24th, 1985. Oil drilling causes methane to be released, which wasn't a problem before in a huge open field, but by 1985, people lived in this area and most of the land was paved with concrete.
Right.
As a result, methane built up.
Oh my God.
To a dangerous level, and the Ross Dress for Less on Fairfax exploded.
Oh my God, really?
Miraculously, nobody died, but 21 people were injured, and the Ross was completely destroyed. Grounds for a lawsuit? I got it at Ross.
That's very funny.
That's their catchphrase.
I know what their catchphrase is.
I'm sorry, we don't all shop at Nordstrom.
Kohl's.
Yeah.
An explosion at Ross. It organized all the clothes.
Yeah. Put them back on the shelves.
Back where it belongs.
Back on the hangers.
I like to walk into any Ross now. Like, whoa, did you guys get hit with that methane? Oh, this is just like normally the way a Ross looks. Cool.
Because of this, the whole area was labeled as a potential methane zone, which we're in one right now.
There's like pieces of Ross still falling to the ground.
There might be methane.
This might be potentially hazardous.
Is that a sweater vest?
Jelly beans.
With the area from the farmer's market to LACMA being a high potential methane zone, which after I eat dinner, to deal with it, they set up ventilation wells to let these gases safely pollute the ozone layer.
Sure.
But of course, these wells weren't properly maintained. So in 1989, on the street near Park La Brea, methane, mud, and water came bursting out of the ground one day and forced 50 businesses to evacuate.
Oh my God.
At the time, McFarland Energy was leasing this land, and after these incidents, they no longer wanted anything to do with the area.
Yeah.
So they were then replaced by Texaco, who kept it for a while until the returns became more and more diminished. So they left, and the Grove was plopped on top of it.
Okay.
Rick Astley's The Grove.
Yeah, Rick Astley.
But there is actually still a well hidden behind the Beverly Center, which is why when you look on a map, the Beverly Center is curved. That's because it was built to curve around an oil well that was there. Is that the one you were talking about?
No, there's one at
There's a
the
lot.
farmer's market that's built inside of it almost looks like the part of a windmill that isn't the windmill, like the part that holds the windmill.
I think I've seen that, but I didn't know that was an oil well.
Yeah,
is it
it's an oil
still
well.
working?
I don't know. I don't think so. I have a feeling that no.
Oh, but there is one in the Apple store.
There's one in the
one's
Apple
working.
store. Yeah. It's in the back room. You have to ask about it.